We got a big show. We got some news from the East Coast. Todd Downing taking over play calling duties. Nathaniel Hackett is out, not out, but down, not out. Still part of the team, of course. What does it mean? Maybe we'll get some updates on Davante Adams. Does he stay with the Raiders? Is that the best choice for him, for the organization? Can all be well? Or does he get moved? We'll see. We got action tonight, by the way. We've got a banged-up San Francisco squad facing those Seahawks. No Hufanga. We've got no Jake Moody. They signed a kicker. Can they get it done and be this Niners team that we hope can defend the NFC and maybe make it even further this year? You guys have any tweets, any questions? Hit us up at Up and Adams Show. Our thoughts this morning, of course, I cannot stop. I'm just refreshing and re-scrolling and checking in on everyone I know in Florida, Tampa, Sarasota, everywhere. Hurricane Milton ravaging, making places unsafe, destroying homes, and I'm just like, my heart's out to everyone. We know we have Rob Gronkowski on the show. He's a Florida guy. It is near and dear to him. I know he's going to want to talk about this and extend his love as we all sort of grapple with how we can help in these next hours and days and weeks and months that it's going to take to rebuild. Very much in the front of our thoughts this morning on this show. We've got storylines to get to, and, you know, nothing says I need coffee like Flava Flav and Old Spice on the program with Spice Adams. So you're telling me on this show, I have Flava Flav and Spice Adams together. Four-time Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski and Marcel Reese, who has probably more energy than everyone and the perfect person to talk to. He spent some time with Todd Downing with the Raiders, knows him in and out. He's very supportive outwardly and vibrantly of Davante Adams, a huge champion of him, as are we here on the show. So we're going to get into all things with Marcel Reese. What a program today. Gronk's here. It'll be absolutely incredible. We did hear those moments ago that the interim head coach, the defensive coordinator of the Jets. He said Todd Downing is taking over for Nathaniel Hackett as the Jets' offensive play caller. He cited the need for a fresh approach to this offense. I think everyone can agree, and I like the phrasing. I don't know what is that Jared out there with the PR for the good way to phrase that. We need a fresh approach. We're not calling it damage. We're not calling it like a tear down. We're saying, let's get a spark going here. You know how I think they can get a spark. But, you know, if you look at Downing for who he is, he's got experience, 3 years as an OC, 1 with the Raiders, 2 with the Titans. Didn't have a ton of success. His offense is ranked 17th, 17th, and 30th in those seasons. But he also never had a guy named Aaron Rodgers. He never had the MVP, Super Bowl caliber guy who, you can say what you want about Aaron, and everyone's saying a lot of things about Aaron. He's the best. He's best served in a corner. He is best served when everything's down and out. He is best served when he has to go into some cave and come out and have some sort of enlightenment moment. Okay, he's best served when the pressure is on and he eats it for breakfast, along with mushrooms and other herbs, I'm sure. Luke Kuechly made it clear to us on Monday. Remember, Kuechly, smartest brain ever, took on Aaron Rodgers and offenses all around this great league. And he said that it was the play design that was the issue. I joked with him, so it's Hackett. And he was like, yeah. He used the word stagnant, okay? There wasn't enough motion. There's not enough to keep the defenses on edge. Hopefully we see Downing incorporate some more of that and get the best out of this group. It's a great day to have Marcel Reese. We have, I think, Matthew Hamilton, Zach, if we can pop him up. And, you know, if we don't fix this offense, we're going to have to keep spraying the old Spice everywhere because there's going to be piles of 40-year-old quarterbacks. Smells so freaking good. This honestly smells so delicious. We're going to get into this with Old Spice. So incredible to have Flava Flav in studio. Spice Adams, we're going to talk a little Bears with them. 2 absolute, like, energetic masterpieces will be on set today, which we're excited about, and talking about Old Spice. And what do those piles smell like under there? Aaron Rodgers is the perfect person to ask, isn't he, Hammy?
Yeah, after last weekend with the line look, he's the perfect person to ask. But yeah, I think you know, when you make a change like this, it's tough to overhaul the whole thing. You know, mid-season, you just hope there's more wrinkles, like you mentioned, like Kuechly mentioned, some more motion, some more eye candy. You're throwing defense's way, but also, as you mentioned, the offensive line has got to be better too. If they don't start playing better up front, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays. So they've shown some flashes of it this year. They're coming off a really rough game as far as protecting Aaron and getting the run game going, but they have to pick it up if this is going to work.
We're going to hop around with Spice Adams and Flava Flav to some NFL piles that we've seen throughout the season so far. I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers at the bottom of one anymore this season. We got a big, we don't. We got a big week 6. NFL season is here. Of course, we're in full swing. Another 16-hour day. We got Jags Bears in London. Chicago trying to make it 3 straight. I would love to see that for them. DJ Moore, why don't we do 3 touchdowns this week? Maybe they hand out another profit boost token for this one, I think. I'm asking FanDuel. Hamilton and I are at the negotiating table asking FanDuel, please. We had so much fun last week with a 30% boost. Can we do a 31%? Can we do a 25% even? Can we do something to help facilitate some fun on the old sports book as you have to get up at the crack of dawn to catch these games on the East Coast? I got to say, looking at that slate, I'm very excited for Commanders-Ravens. I've been more excited for that maybe than I don't want to be exaggerating girl here, but this is the game of the year. Okay, Baltimore 6.5-point favorites in that one. Eagles got great news yesterday, by the way. They are trying to get it going out of the bye. Lane Johnson, A.J. Brown, and Smith all practice. That's huge news for them. Can they hit it at the right time and go and play in New Orleans? They might. Philly 9.5-point favorites over the Wooly. Is that a word? Wooly? I don't think that's a word. Woolly? Woolly's not a word. Woeful, probably. Let's talk about the game we have tonight, though. Let's get there. We've got a big show. Rob Gronkowski standing by. Niners have put themselves in something of a must-win situation heading into Seattle, okay? Panic. 2-3 start. Unnatural? Uncomfortable? What are we doing here? We'll talk to Gronk about that, of course. But when you look at what's going on, it's not like they're playing bad game right now. They're not playing bad ball. They're literally a few moments away from being 4-1 right now. And I think FanDuel Sportsbook agrees with me, by the way. And that's why the Niners are still plus 700 to win the whole thing, the whole dance, the Super Bowl. Second shortest odds to Kansas City. When you go back to the Rams game, okay, they are a drop away from winning that one. A drop away from winning. Last week, if Jake Moody, who was my obsession for most of the 2023 season, if he doesn't get hurt, I don't know, I feel pretty confident that they close this one out. The red zone fumble, the tipped ball interceptions, those didn't help. But both of those games were kind of fluky. Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that doesn't cause and catalyze a sense of urgency here. There certainly is one. It certainly doesn't absolve them of any responsibility. You can't just blame it on the injuries, especially when you see what teams like Kansas City do. Like no team can cry injury wolf. You can't be the little boy that cries injury. Not with Kansas City looking the way that they do. They have to find a way to close out games. It's a must-win tonight. Irresponsible to act like this team is awful or a shell of itself, though, because of that record. They're getting close. It's going to click at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them rip up 8, 9, 10 wins in a row when it finally gets there. CMC or not, looking like not. And the defense, weird. A lot of people are like, Wilkes was at the... Gaining momentum. They are top 10. Let's not pretend they're like the bottom 5 here, okay? Number 2 ranked total offense in the league. They got to just finish drives. That's it. Tie up loose ends. That's my new initiative in life right now. Loophole. Just close the loop. Tighten the ends. Tighten the screws. Whatever. Before it all comes apart, okay? And that's one of 2 aspects of their play, by the way, I want to see improve. And it's one of the things that we need to see. And CMC, if you look at him and you think about what he adds, obviously balance and security and playmaking. But Christian McCaffrey's a finisher. Make no mistake, he had league-leading 21 touchdowns last year, and I think the other way Christian's absence has sort of affected the offense is kind of revealed by Brock during the presser this week. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I feel like there's just been some plays where I'm scrambling and stuff just because what the defense is doing in terms of dropping 8 and giving us some different looks in that regard. So for me, it's more been about keeping the play alive, and it's been good. And there's also been some plays, obviously, where we've had minus 10 or whatever from trying to scramble around and stuff.
Brock doesn't ever say much, so it's fun to see him even a little tell is interesting. Nobody's dropping 8 in coverage if CMC is there, okay? And it's not a knock on Jordan Mason or whoever that has been great in his stead, but McCaffrey is one of the few RBs that totally changes the way you have to defend an offense. And Purdy's done a really nice job making things happen this season. I think it makes clear, though, Shanahan and this offense, they got to adjust a little bit more to find the rhythm in the passing game because Christian's not there. And I don't know, do we do that by putting Debo in the backfield more? I'd love to see that. He had 8 carries week 1. I was like, he's an RB. Here we go, revelational. No. And he's gotten just 7 carries since. What's that? He had just 1 catch last week, and what's that? What is that about? He's the heartbeat, and I think the one that can sort of bring the rhythm to this offense. I hope he gets involved tonight. Okay, Diamador Lenore needs a spark, says Jeremy Casperson, like from a 9-volt battery. He certainly does. But maybe he needs to change the batteries because he was not changing his smoke alarm. The wonderful corner from the Niners came on our show and said that, and he wasn't changing them because it was a sort of like a thing he wanted to keep going. He didn't want to mess with the juju, but they need the juju to change, so maybe he should change the batteries and change the game plan so they can finish drives. Okay, let's move to a big game of the week, okay? This is Commanders-Ravens. This is my favorite game. Jaden was asked if he tried to model his game after Lamar growing up, and here's what he had to say, and we also attached Lamar's response. Let's start here.
Like watching good quarterback play. I'm a fan of his, and how he plays the game, how he approaches the game. But, we're 2 different quarterbacks, 2 different styles. But, I just like going out there and I appreciate what he's done for the sport and what he's done for the African-American quarterbacks. I agree. He's his own player. He's his own man. At the end of the day, we trying to make a name by ourselves, not anyone else. Yeah, I've been catching glimpses of his play on social media and stuff like that, and he's going off. He's doing what we've seen in college, what got him the Heisman.
Tons of mutual respect. I think somewhere on Twitter, some losers are trying to make it some slights against it. It's not it. Mutual respect at 100%. Instead, I want to focus on what they're actually doing on the field, and it's hard to be better than both of these guys have been so far. Here's some eye candy for you. The numbers from both of these guys are ridiculous. Through the air, on the ground, efficiency. Lamar and Jaden ranked 3rd and 4th, respectively, in the entire league in passer rating right now. They have gotten it done in different ways. As they said, Lamar's running has been design runs, as we know. Jaden loves to scramble. Jaden's getting the ball out a little quicker. Lamar's pushed it downfield more frequently. But both have it all going on right now. I just want to put this out there. I still think it's I think it's too early for MVP talk. But I am starting to hear it now that we have a decent sample size to work from. And Jaden's name is getting brought up, so I do think we should, let's just address it, okay? He's got the 5th best odds to win. MVP over on FanDuel Sportsbook. What? Lamar is 3rd. So if Jaden's going to do it and become, by the way, the first rookie to win it, MVP in almost 70 years, it does not happen. It's not going to be because of the turnaround he's led. It's not going to be about statistics. This is when those voters, you just got to know this about them, narrative story matters, okay? There's got to be some Game of Thrones, like Lord of the Rings, Bottom of Helm's Deep kind of stuff going on here, okay? He's got to come out victorious and little children are talking about him around the fire. That's what needs to happen. And I got to say, this is that week. This is the opportunity. You're going up against the reigning MVP. You draw your sword, slay him, and the tough Ravens defense. Now we're talking about something. And there aren't a ton of others of these big games, these big moments on the Commanders' schedule outside of the Cowboys. They got one against the Eagles, of course. So we're going to have a legit talk, and we're going to make a run here at, like he is right there, talking about Jaden for MVP. This is his game. And a win here, I does think, Hamilton, what's wrong with me today? I does think, Wooly? What does Wooly mean? This, we have Kevin Durant. He'll be on the show tomorrow. I don't know how we got the big fish again from Phoenix. It's because of if the Commanders stop losing, Kevin's not going to come on the show. So we are Commanders fans by proxy for that reason. But I don't know. I don't really I think people are buying the Commanders. Do you think there's a sense out there that people think it's like the way people look at, and this, Vikings, we love you. People do not believe in the Vikings. They think it'll fall. They think this Commanders team, I'm hearing most people, NFC East reporters, talking heads say no, this is now a threat in the NFC. Nothing will ever be the same.
Yeah, I think people are viewing them as a playoff team right now. I think most people buy in this is legit. They're going to make the playoffs. This is a good team. But I don't think there's that sense yet that they're going to challenge the Niners, the Lions, those teams at the top. You win a game like this, I think it does change that. And we start looking at the Commanders as a team that could potentially make a run to a Super Bowl.
If you can tell me who the quarterback was 70 years ago, the rookie quarterback who won MVP, I will send you Total Body Deodorant by Old Spice.
So it was not a quarterback. It was Jim Brown.
Oh, rookie year.
Was the last rookie to win MVP.
And you get a bottle. All right, we're going to take a short break here. It is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Gronk Day. Gronk special edition here. Usually joins us on Wednesdays, 4-time Super Bowl champion. The Gronkster is on the show. Are we going to talk about the guy who played you as an actor? Oh, we are.
The old world tight end, the 6'7" freak. You can call me the GOAT. Rob Gronkowski. Touchdown!
Oh my goodness.
Go.
Holy guacamole!
The greatest of all time, yo, they call me the GOAT.
They call him the GOAT. There's only one of him, right? Unless you're watching television and there's another guy playing him. Hello, 4-time Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer, analyst on Fox NFL Sunday, Rob Gronkowski. How are you?
I'm doing good, Kay. I just got home. I'm here in my office. You know, I got lucky over the last 24 hours. My house down in Florida, you know, it wasn't flooded. It was the trajectory of the hurricane was directly aiming right at my house, and then it went south about 40 to 50 miles. So in that situation, you know, for my family, because my dad has a house down there, my mom has a house down in Florida as well, in the Fort Myers area, and luckily enough, she's inland enough. So my family's safe and sound, and I'm definitely thinking about those that are all affected, and you know, my prayers and wishes to all those people that are affected out there, and hopefully some good things come for all the people that were affected in the future.
A lot of rebuilding happening. I know the Glazers super involved. I'm sure they're just waiting to help. I was looking, there's images of the stadium of Raymond James, and it is an ocean. It is truly flooded to the brim in Tampa. Have you seen any of that? I don't know if we can pull that.
No, No, I did not see the flooding in Raymond James Stadium. I saw the Tropicana Field where the Tampa Bay Rays play. The wind was so, powerful that it ripped off the stadium roof there. I mean, Tropicana does need a new field, and they were talking about having a new field, so hopefully that gets sped up a little bit now. Yeah, I'm seeing the positive here already. That's what you got to do. You just got to look right at the positive right away, Kay, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fortunate enough to, to be safe and not take the damage on like a lot of other people are taking it on with all the flooding and all the winds. But I got to see a picture of Raymond James, and I'll be down there, actually. I'm going to head down to Florida soon, within the next week, and just start helping people clean up and all that good stuff to get the whole, state of Florida back on track and just be a little part of it.
Yeah, they need your positivity. You're huge in Florida. Your family's there. Of course, you won a Super Bowl there. I didn't see the Trop, but I did see Raymond James. I think we have it. Here, yeah, this is a while ago. It's gotten worse. Yeah, it's definitely taken a toll. The Glazers, I'm sure, they of course helped and stepped in with Helene a couple of weeks ago, as did the Teppers, and I'm sure that'll happen. Tom Brady's probably rallying the troops as we speak. So it's nice to have your thoughts and your positivity. And let's try to keep it. Do you want to keep it positive about the? No, you can't keep it positive about the Jets. What am I talking about? Are you loving this? Okay, Are you loving this?
That's one thing in my life that I haven't been positive about, and just having positivity about, and that's the New York Jets. I'm sure I've been positive that they were always going to blow it over the last 10 years, especially when facing the New England Patriots. But I actually had some positivity for them this year. I think they're a pretty solid team. They got a good roster, that's for sure. It's tough to see a head coach at any level get fired mid-season. That's for sure. And obviously Woody Johnson believes they have a good roster, and he felt like, there needed to be some change. And that change may possibly spark the New York Jets here, but we will see. But just overall, I mean, I like to see... I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I'm a fan of seeing good football. The Jets, they have not put out, a good, solid performance over the last 5-6 years. And this year is the first time I feel like the Jets aren't a dismantled team. And it's cool to see them going out there and being competitive, especially with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback, at the helm of the Jets. So that's the positivity I see, is that, good football just from any team is always fun to watch. So hopefully that continues, even with the Jets, out there in the NFL.
So this defensive coordinator, the defense was looking great, even without Hassan Reddick. The Jets defense they were sacking quarterbacks, they were putting on pressure, they were doing okay. He now has to manage the team. And this morning, he made the decision to add freshness by having Hackett not be the play caller, Hackett, Rodgers' boy, and now it's going to be Todd Downing. What kind of a spark, how sparky are we getting here? What can we expect here out of this Jets team that you hate so much?
Well, that's like a double spark right there.
You
Woody
think?
Johnson obviously firing the head coach, and then the new head coach, who's an absolute football guy. There's no doubt about that. In Jeff Albrich. I mean, he is a football legend. If you saw him playing back in the day for the 49ers with the Mohawk, extremely jacked, you'd love to see that in a football guy. You love to see football guys out there. Now he's the head coach of the Jets. And then he just double spark plugged it just like that. He's getting those engines rolling, and he got rid of Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, I'm not sure what's the point of Nathaniel Hackett even being a part of the New York Jets if you just get demoted just like that right away. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there if I was an offensive coordinator and got demoted. I would go leave and go enjoy some family time. You're still getting paid. I'd go to the beach, just not in Florida right now. I'd go to the beach in Bahamas and go enjoy myself, or go down to Florida and help out all the victims that were affected, do some good out there.
My gosh.
After getting released.
Tell me this. Is there, knowing Aaron Rodgers, and you champion Aaron Rodgers, isn't there value in having someone that sort of he trusts and knows, and he's his guy in there? Isn't there value to that?
That's why I was super surprised about this, about Nathaniel Hackett getting released about 15 minutes ago. I learned about it. I thought that chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel was there. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the reason why they are both in New York, because they both wanted to reunite. So to see that happen, I feel like they're basically handing the keys over to Aaron Rodgers now on the offensive side of the ball and saying, here you go, Aaron Rodgers. We're upgrading the quarterback coach, passing game coordinator to be offensive coordinator. He's been working with you for the 2 years that you've been in the system. So here you go. Basically, you got control of the whole offense. This is your guy you've been working with for 2 years now as well. So you do what you got to do, Aaron Rodgers. You do what you think is best for the offense, and let's go out there and let's try to win some games.
They got the Bills. You like the Bills. They got the huge game against the Bills. Back-to-back losses for them. Their offense looks not great. You know, a lot of talk about whether or not they need help, a wide receiver. Who wins this game?
I'm going with the New York Jets here. I mean, I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan as well because you know me, Kay. I'm from Buffalo, so I grew up with the Bills. I stopped liking the Bills when I was always facing them, but I'm a Bills fan again. But the Jets, they got the spark plugs going right now. They got the double engines of new sparks with the two firings or the two demotions that has happened. The Bills, I think they're going to be out with James Cook. Am I right on that? James Cook possibly won't be playing this game.
Let me look, and that's a huge deal.
And then also
Shakir.
Shakir is going to be out as well. They don't have a number one. And with those two guys out on the offensive side of the ball, the Jets have a very solid defense. That's what Coach Robert Saleh did with the New York Jets. He upgraded the defense to be one of the top in the NFL. So I feel like the Bills will possibly struggle versus the Jets. And the Jets coming out, handing the keys over to Aaron Rodgers, I think that spark is going to get them that win.
I think you think Aaron Rodgers didn't always have the keys? Come on, Gronk.
No, not all the way.
Really?
I think he had the keys to, to get it to on a stick car to get it to gear 1 or 2.
What are these?
But he didn't.
Don't
he
talk
didn't
to me
have
about
the gears
spark plugs.
3,
I don't know
4,
what
and 5. Yeah, gears 3, 4, and 5,
Okay.
and now he has them all. He's going full speed on the highway.
Cook didn't, by the way, for everybody having fun over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Cook is a big deal, and the reason it's a big deal is because there isn't much depth behind him. So if he does miss the game and he didn't practice yesterday, I am a little worried. They've got a veteran, but as far as depth, a true backup, I'd be surprised if somebody could just plug in and fill. But I don't know. It's a sort of a must-win for Buffalo for sure. And this is for the AFC East, by the way, first place, which will be interesting, of course, to see. This idea of Davante Adams and what's gone on this past week. We're hearing reports, Fox, Jay Glazer saying they're blindsided. He came in on Monday and wanted a trade, and now we're sitting here and he's not traded. He didn't come on my show this week, so everyone's like, oh, is it imminent? What's happening? What do you think happens with Davante?
Well, the biggest problem is that he's not coming on your show, Kay. No matter what the situation is, he needs to come on the show. I don't care if he's getting traded or not. He needs to be on every Tuesday. But I think it's definitely up in the air still that if he's going to get traded, there's still a chance that he may stay in Las Vegas if the Raiders don't get, the package that they want to receive for Davante Adams. They definitely deserve some compensation, if they trade him. And I think the New York Jets are still the best fit. It will definitely upgrade the offense. It will give Aaron Rodgers that true number one target that he's been familiar with basically his whole career. But the problem with the Jets as well is that they need an offensive line upgrade, They did that in the offseason. They kind of, went towards the offensive line. They bolstered it a little bit, but it's not showing throughout the year. So even if you get Davante Adams, I don't really think it's going to fix the Jets' problems like, everyone would think it would fix the Jets' problems. But a dark horse team I could see Davante Adams possibly going to, because the Raiders need a quarterback, is to the Pittsburgh Steelers and also trade for Russell Wilson as well, because Justin Fields is now the number one quarterback, and I don't see why you would take him out. And then they get Russell Wilson, make him the starting quarterback, and possibly give the Raiders a spark then.
Who saw this coming? Unbelievable what's going on across the league right now as we head into action tonight between San Francisco, banged-up San Francisco team going up against a Seahawks team reeling from a loss at home. Another game at home tonight to kick off Week 5. I just, I don't look at what's really possible. I just want the max drama, max fun, max whatever. Like, is there no world Bill Belichick, shows up at Jets Way and is just like, let's just do this thing, let's go to the Super Bowl?
No.
Is there no,
oh my gosh, no.
His hatred for the Jets is that real?
There's no way.
Why?
Yes, it's that real, and it's just, engraved that deep, you know. It just is. I mean, because it just happens when you got a rival in your own division. I mean, it just builds up and builds up, and I just can't see him going to the Jets. I really can't see any New England.
It's childish to think that way, right? Like, doesn't that stuff leave you? Like, when you say you don't like the Jets, I gotta tell Gronk, and I love you. I don't believe you. Like, I think it's like you play it up, or you like have convinced yourself that you don't like them. But like, if the price was big enough, I could get you to wear a Jets sweatshirt. I think I could.
I mean, yes, if the price is big enough, I will put a Jets sweatshirt and hat on right now. I'd even put the whole entire football gear, you know, pants on as well, pads on as well, if the price was right. But I probably would never and go and play for the Jets. But I do hype it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
That's for sure. I just hype it up because it's just a thing to do. You know, it's like the big games that are coming up. It's like the Super Bowl or a playoff game. You just hype it up so it's just that much more action. So
Gronk,
I definitely do that.
My whole thing is like they have to, like the Jets, from the Jets' vantage point, they have to go get Davante. And even if he doesn't, I'm not saying Davante will be some savior for this team, but you've already gone in for Aaron. So you have to go all the way in. You've got to do whatever. And I think like a Bill Belichick is part of that. Like I think it's, we have this year, maybe next year. Let's go. You're saying no.
No, Coach Belichick, you know, is not going to be the head coach of the New York Jets. It would just be weird, and he just has such a strong fan base here in New England as well. We all love him here in New England. All the fans love him in New England. I just can't see that happening. But Woody Johnson needs to go out and get Davante Adams. If he, you know, just fired his head coach and he wants another spark to go in that organization, he needs to go and get Davante Adams. That's for sure. If he wants to win now, he's got to do everything he can possibly do. So go get him.
I'd love to see that. Okay, you went viral yesterday. It must be so fun to just be you. You don't even have to do anything, and you're just everywhere, and you're like, huh? There's this actor portraying you on FX's American Sports Story. Let's take a look.
Hey, you mean Coach yet? That tool is f***ing scary, bro. Holy that's the brain, bro. No. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get high, baby.
I'm dead.
It was definitely over the top. And you want to know a fun fact about that clip?
Yes.
Okay, is that is my good friend, Leith, who is playing me there. I've known him for about 14 years, and he definitely went over the top. And I feel like it just fit the show perfectly, though, especially with all the other characters and Coach Belichick, and just seeing, Robert Kraft in this show as well. So I feel like it was definitely, like I said, over the top, a little exaggerated, that's for sure. But it played the part in how this show was produced from all the clips that I saw.
This show just went and got one of your cronies from Buffalo or New England and had them, like, is it like a friend of yours?
Yes, it's actually a good friend of mine, and he plays all my doubles in all my other commercials and kind of everything else I do. He was my double. He was my double in Kick of Destiny, actually, as well in the commercials. So I think you met him before. So he's a good friend, and it was
I'm sorry, you're like stunt double, or like you're telling me you have a guy who goes on set with you and stands in for you while you're being fanned with palm leaves and fed grapes?
Yes, he stands in for me. Yes, that's what a double does. Basically, everyone has a double that's on set, you know, that's in a movie or doing a commercial. So he's been my double. He's shorter, though, than me. He's not as jacked as me either, that's for sure.
Let's
and he's
play
not
it again.
as sweet either
Zach,
as me.
let's play it again. It's really the laugh.
He's all right.
It's really the laugh, I think, that gets me, Gronk. When he's just like that.
He does have the laugh down. He does.
I want to see it again.
Hey, you mean Coach yet? That tool is f***ing scary, bro. Holy that's the brain, bro. No. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Get high, baby.
It's too good. It's too good.
He got the laugh right on, especially if I'm on point. You know, I'm up, I'm energized, and someone cracks a good joke. That's definitely my laugh right on. But just the rest of it is over the top, that's for sure. But it was outrageous, and it was good entertainment.
Yeah,
it was good entertainment.
It definitely was. We got good entertainment tonight for Thursday Night Football. FanDuel Sportsbook. Hamilton, get in here. We've got little prop-a-shot, little prop-off action going on. Gronk, I'm crushing you. Like, right?
Yeah, let's bring up the leaderboard. Kay, you went 1 for 3 last week. Gronk, you went 0 for 3 on the season right now. Kay is up 4-1 on the season. Gronk, we got to close this gap. We can't allow this to continue. So let's kick it off for tonight.
It's all right. You know, it's all right. All right. I just want Kay to feel good about herself. It's like kind of talking about the MVP race, Kay, already this early in the season about who's going to get it. Way too soon to talk about it. Way too soon to claim victory. There's still 12 weeks left. I'm going to make a comeback. So let's go. Let's hear what we got.
All right, let's start the comeback tonight. Gronk, we're going to start with you. DK Metcalf over under 66.5 receiving yards.
He's definitely going over 66.5 receiving yards. Count it. Let's go. Comeback's on.
Look at what you did to him. He didn't care about this for the last 2 weeks, and now he's down 4-1, and he's about to kick my ass. Great way to go, Hamilton.
Let's go. All right, Kay, your turn. Jordan Mason over under 82.5 rushing yards.
I did my homework. He's done that 4 of his 5 games this year. Seahawks dealing with a bunch of injuries. Byron Murphy out. There's 3 dudes on that front 7 that are banged up, questionable. Something's going on. I go over. Jordan's going to have another big day. And by the way, Gronk's doing okay. He has stand-ins coming, stand in the sun for him for 12 hours. I think he can lose prop a shot once in a while.
Well. No, we're closing the gap tonight, Gronk.
I don't care what it is. I don't like losing.
I can tell. Go ahead.
Gronk, next one. Brock Purdy over under 1.5 touchdown passes.
Oh, definitely over. The San Francisco 49ers, they've been struggling in the red zone, but finally they got to address that situation. He needs 3 or 4 touchdown passes to spark this, 49ers offense.
Love it. All right, Kay. Geno Smith. Over under 250.5 passing yards tonight. It's a big number.
Do you know who leads the NFL in passing right now? Yeah, he does. Okay, 293 yards a game. Also his birthday today, so extra love for him. Happy 34th to our guy Geno. I'm going to bang the over. Smash it. Niners ranked 21st in yards per attempt. Something's fuzzy with that defense. I don't think they fixed it on a short week.
All right, Gronk, last one for you. Seahawks anytime touchdown scorer for tonight.
Yes, I'm going with Kenneth Walker. The guy's been a legit weapon for the Seahawks for a couple years now. And like I said, I'm kind of making a comeback. Kenneth Walker's going to come through for me as well.
Hamilton, I hate you. Go ahead.
All right, last one for you, Kay. Anytime touchdown scorer for the 49ers.
Oh, man, I love Juwan Jennings.
Scoring.
Plus 290. What? Who's not scoring?
Yep, he's not scoring. He's not scoring.
I'm going to go shoot. Okay, just because Gronk said that, you think George Kittle's not going to score, Mr. Tight End guy? I'm going to pick George Kittle. I think it's a tight end. Gronk doesn't think you can score, George. I think you can at plus 175.
Dang it. That just backfired. That just backfired on me because George Kittle is going to score.
By the way, Kittle under bright lights, lest you forget, 14 primetime touchdowns over the last 4 years. He's amazing. So to recap, Gronk v. me, Jordan Mason over 82.5 rush yards, Geno Smith to go over 250.5 pass yards, and George Kittle as the touchdown scorer. Those are mine. Gronk said 66.5 receiving yards for DK Metcalf. Brock Purdy over 1.5 touchdowns. I like that. And Kenneth Walker is going to bail him out here, third as his anytime touchdown score. By the way, we have a 30% profit boost token that you can use on any wager for tonight's Niners Seahawks game. Rob and I just talked through some props that we like. You can make a parlay, go with mine, go with his, mix them up, whatever. You can do anything as long as it's minus 200 odds or longer for Thursday Night Football. Gronk, you are the best. Most importantly, thank you for sending good energy to Florida, and we're glad you're safe.
Yes, thank you for having me on today, Kay.
Can we get the laugh?
Yes.
Give us a laugh.
Lath, I'm coming for you, buddy.
Okay.
Hey, and guess what? Lath is becoming too big time because I actually shot a commercial yesterday too, and he was supposed to be my stand-in as well, my double. And guess what? He canceled last second because the clip was going so viral. He became so big time. So, ooh, Lath, ooh, you're so big time, man.
Wow. How many times a week do you shoot commercials? Like 3 out of 5 days?
No, probably like once every 3 weeks. Once
awesome.
Every 4 weeks, okay?
Gronk, no one's better than you.
Not once a week. That would be legendary.
Wait, let's get the Dancing with the Stars update. What do we need to know? What's going on with Danny?
Actually, I know that Danny, moved on to the next round. I saw that 2 nights ago, I'm pretty sure. He was like a rock star. He had the mohawk. He was just going out there and just jamming out like, Danny always jams out in life. But I seen he moved on, so cheering for him big time, and make sure you keep voting for him.
I heard somebody like from that world say that he's got a really good chance to win, and I was like, that's insane and amazing.
He just needs to loosen his face up a little bit. He's a little tight in the face. If he loosens up the face, all the face muscles, the head muscles, everything else will just loosen up, and he'll win the whole thing then.
Maybe
just
he needs
loosen
a
up,
lathe.
Danny.
Maybe
he
needs
is pretty
a lathe.
loose. He is pretty loose.
Okay,
he does
awesome.
need a lathe.
You're the best. Thanks. Oh my God. Gronk, love you. We'll talk to you later. We got Flavor Flav on the show.
Right.
Bye.
Flavor Flav.
I'm very excited for my next guest right here on behalf of Old Spice. One played 9 NFL seasons for the Niners and Bears and now is one of the funniest athletes, crushing it on social media. The other, a founding member of Public Enemy, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and the greatest hype man of all time. Please welcome Spice Adams and Flava Flav. Hi, guys.
I got royalty sitting next to me.
You guys look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your honesty.
I should have worn my red.
Thank
you for the compliment. Let me tell you something. When it comes down to fantastic, I ain't gonna lie, but I clean my sneakers with that.
You did.
It works. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. You're here. We're celebrating all things Old Spice. Spice, you're perfect for this Flava Flav. You're such a good hype guy. But you're not going to throw a gavel at me, right? Because last time I saw you, you were at the stock exchange. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
What happened, Flav?
I'm not surprised, though.
All right. This is what happened. Before I grabbed the gavel, the lady said to me, Flav, it's good luck if you break it. So I grabbed the gavel and I went to break it. I hit the thing so hard it slipped out my hand.
Oh my God!
So it looked like I took it slipped.
They say,
can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm the first one ever in the history of the stock exchange to drop the gavel.
I mean, I don't know if you dropped it so much as threw it. Now, you do know that that's a Bears guy, and you seem to be a Lions fan. All of a sudden, what's going on with you with these Lions games?
Hey, yo, check this out.
I'll allow that.
Check this out.
do?
Hey, first of all, I think the Lions are going to do good this year, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm a Lions fan, but not only that, but I'm a fan of really all teams, and the reason why I'm a fan of all teams is because on every single team in the NFL, Flav has fans on that team.
I don't know. I feel like you have to pick one that you love the most. True. I know you're like King Swifty. Or shouldn't you be a Chiefs fan? Right. You're wearing red.
King Swifty in the place to be, rocking from the bottom to the Top. Not only that, but I was even honored to give Taylor Swift a gift.
Okay.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Which was at the Music Awards.
At the Music Awards.
Yeah. She got her gift from King Swifty.
King Swifty.
I feel like we should bring back
but I favor all my New York teams though: the Giants, the Jets, the Mets, the Rangers, the Islanders. All of my New York teams I favor because my name is Flavor. But I do live in Vegas, so I got to rep I gotta rep where I live at.
Yeah, he's all over the place,
Are you
man.
telling me you like the Raiders and the Chiefs? That's not allowed.
I gotta rep the Raiders, man. That's home.
That's home.
Flav ain't trying to ruffle no feathers.
That's been home for me right now.
That's what it is.
Spice, is that
He's trying to
allowed?
ruffle no feathers.
Are you allowed to be a Packers fan? Come on.
No.
Right.
No,
so how is that allowed?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But hey, Flav can do whatever he want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Flav ain't got no rules.
Because flavor
Flav
is
make his
in
own
everything.
rules.
Yes,
everything
that's
you do, everything you eat.
That's true.
Why you think you? Why you think you the great K-Say Adams?
Why? K-Say Adams,
Because
let's
you
go.
got a certain flavor of the way you do your work.
A certain flavor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I have a question. Can I give you a pitch? Can we bring? I'm sure you get asked about bringing back flavor.
Yeah, give me a pitch and I'm gonna knock this ball right out of the arena. Watch, come on, let's go.
How often do you get asked about Flavor of Love and bringing it back a reboot?
A lot.
A lot, yeah. So what if we do it with Flavor Flav, brought to you by Old Spice, which we love, trying to find the true NFL team that you love? Because you got side pieces up the wazoo here, coast to coast. We got to find the true love.
Well, see, let me say this. When it comes down to the NFL teams, you know what I'm saying? I love them. I love a lot of them, and I love them, you know.
Okay.
Just to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, on every single team in the world, I have a fan on that team. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to always favor my New York teams because I'm from Long Island.
I think that's fair. I keep seeing you in Lions games, though. I wonder if
you're going to see me at the Lions games. Yeah, my girlfriend lives in Detroit. All right, she's the one that
I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is Flavor in
not
Detroit
only
all the
that,
time?
but I've always been a big fan of Barry Sanders, man. And not only that, but then also Barry Sanders' son, Nigel. We've done music together. Nigel does tracks. He made a beat for Flav, and I hopped on the beat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to run a touchdown with that beat like his dad did.
Spice, you're more of a hype man than he is right now.
I'm from Detroit, so I'll allow that. I'll allow that.
Can I ask you a Bears question?
Please.
Do they have their guy? Is Caleb a guy?
I like Caleb. And, you know, I think his strengths is, you know, him running outside the pocket. So maybe they need to do more boots with him, more sprint outs and stuff like that, get him more comfortable. But I do like what I see in him, and I think he's improving every game. And you're going to have to allow your rookies to make mistakes. And especially, like, you're the #1 overall pick. Like, I mean, Peyton Manning didn't come out, like, just slinging it.
Drew Brees either.
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of guys, like, they come out, they have success, like Cam Newton and then C.J. Stroud and stuff like that. But maybe just going to take him just a little bit longer.
Flav, when you heard Kendrick Lamar was getting to do the halftime show in New Orleans, what were your thoughts?
Yo, man, congratulations to my boy, man. Kendrick, man, come on, man. He well-deserved.
Yeah, for sure.
Who should be a surprise guest?
Flavor Flav. Yeah, Flavor
Put me in there too, man. I'll do some background dancing.
What would you do? You were just
I'll
dancing?
do some background dancing, man. Yeah, you always need a plus-size background dancer.
We're seeing more and more plays like this early this season, aren't we, Spice?
Absolutely, Kay. All these plays make a lot of sense, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I get it. Makes sense. You're talking about Old Spice Total Body Factor, aren't you?
The Old Spice Total Body Deodorant is found in all 32 NFL locker rooms.
Let's take a look at a key play from Week 3 when the Lions took on the Cardinals in Arizona. Take it away.
Oh, yeah, here we go right here. He hands it off to the running back. The running back got a nice lane right there. You can fit a Mack truck through there.
Yeah, boy, look at the Lions. G joining in for some freshness.
He smells so fresh. He smells like Fiji. If he was stinking, nobody would carry him.
That's
but the
right.
fact he said, oh, he smells like the mountains of Fiji. Usually, one team is carrying a running back, but both teams are carrying him because he's so fresh. Freshness overload. Wow.
That is a pilot. We need tow trucks out there.
Now the players are helping each other up. Good sportsmanship or great scent. Only they know for sure. And that's the Old Spice Total Body in effect. You ever get caught in the pile like that, your running back days?
Yeah, I got caught in the pile like that, and guess what? I escaped and got out. And I made a touchdown.
Thank you, Flavor Flav. Thank you, Spice Adams. Old Spice, the greatest smell in the NFL. All right, Up and Adams, we are talking about sleepers. Last week, this segment brought you Tank Bigsby. You're welcome. Here's who I got for week 6. First up receiver Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks on IR. This dude's the number 2 option on the Cowboys. 87 yards, 10 targets on Sunday Night Football. He gets the Lions. Lions, love them, love them. Might go to the Super Bowl. Bottom 5 pass defense, though. How about Wan'Dale Robinson? 3rd most targets in the NFL right now. 4th in catches. I think you have to get him going against the Bengals defense this week. And finally, Texans tight end Dalton Schultz. Nico Collins out. We tell you this a lot on the show. I think he gets a bigger target share against a Patriots defense that's top 10 most generous to the tight end this year. And there's no thought? Oh, okay. Let's do this. No problem. Let me just get where I need to go. Okay, I could not think of a better person to break everything that is going on around the league than a man who is a 4-time Pro Bowler, spent 8 seasons with the Raiders. Marcel Reese, how's your week been?
Not as busy as the NFL week. How about you, Kay?
I mean, you're covering it from all angles. I was saying, you're working on Saturday last week. I was in Wisconsin. I go, that's Marcel Reese on TV. I was so excited. Oh, hold on. I have to take my ear out because I was hearing things I shouldn't be hearing. Okay, let's just get right into it. Let's just get right into the Davante. We'll get to the Hackett Downing thing, which you can speak to because you know Downing. Davante, what gives? What side are you on? Or what should happen?
No, it's always hard when you're in the middle of both and you have these personal relationships. But this is what I'll say, Kay. I've been on the both sides of these trade requests and demands, if you will. And there's 2 types of players that come into these situations. On one side, you have the player that is, a little bit scorned and they are against their team and they just want out. And on the other side, you have a player who loves and respects their team, but comes to the realization that he and the team are just in different places. And I think Davante is the latter. Right? When you're Davante Adams and you're the best receiver in the NFL and whatever team you're on is an instant contender, you're just in a different spot than his team right now. And he is trying to make the right decision because he doesn't want to waste those years. Do you think then things got murky yesterday, obviously, because you look at Derek, he's hurt, and that's the connection. Then you look at the tumult happening with the Jets. I think it means the Jets need him more. I think the Raiders have more leverage than ever. Where should he go? Where's the best place for him to go get a ring? As a Raider, I'm saying if I can't have you, no one can, right? But for Davante, as a friend of Davante, I think Davante needs to go somewhere. He needs to go somewhere where he's happy to play football again. That's what I said. The NFL is better and the media is better when we're talking about Davante Adams throughout the month of January. He needs to be playing in the postseason. He needs to be competing in the postseason and competing for a Super Bowl. Marcel, are you going to give me a team or are you just going to dilly-dally? Are you going to just dance with me all morning? Give me a team. I'm going to tell you this because I'm a little closer to the situation than I should be. But there's a couple teams. I think there's a sneaky team that a lot of people aren't talking about that could come in late. Last year when we were on this show together during the trade deadline, we predicted a trade as soon as we hung up. The Chase Young trade, we predicted it. As soon as we hung up, it happened. We can't do that again with Davante. Are you saying we're going to get off the air and that trade's going to happen? I think it's going to pick up here. Okay, tell me this. In the next few days. In the next few days or weeks? I'm going to say weeks. Oh, shit. Really? What? Yeah. I don't have time for this. What? Does the sneaky team rhyme with Schmills? It does? Shoot, I'm so good. I'm so good. No, that was it, right? I'm not saying anything. Oh my gosh, does it rhyme with Schmau Boys? No. See? You're not making that same face. Schmau Boys. Yeah, Schmau Boys. You're the sneaky one. No, we all know that's true. I don't know why my computer's freaking out. I'm freaking out with this news. Well, because then Pierce came out and he did a great thing and he said he's good when he's ready. I like what Pierce said, but I think it confused a lot of people. Is there a world Davante stays? Listen, as a Raider, I want there to be a world where Davante stays. No, as Marcel Reese, who knows what's going on. What are you doing? I think there's always a way back. Okay. I just think that Davante's just not in a place where he wants to experiment with quarterbacks and offenses and production and success. There has to be a plan that lays out a clear path to stability for the Raiders right now, specifically on the offensive side of the football.
I went and I looked up. The reason I said Schmills is because there's an obvious need, back-to-back losses, all this. They've got a huge game against the Jets, team that needs to win a Super Bowl. You know, I went and I looked at Davante's agents, who I don't know, I've never met them. And I went and I'm like, who do they rep? And I couldn't find it, but I looked at their likes, and way down the likes. This is how a woman knows everything. I went down and I saw that the agents or the agency repped Brandon Beane at one point, or they were liking stuff from Ben, and I was like, interesting. But that's all I know.
There's a lot of connections you can make in the NFL, and America, you're looking at a woman who does her homework.
Yeah, thank you. See, no man could ever cheat on me. Let me tell you that. Hamilton's texting me. We saw it with Debo after a trade. Yeah, there is always a way back. Debo wanted a trade, then they got it done, and I like how both sides. I hate, obviously how it's been played out and portrayed, but it seems like there is mutual respect there. I just hope it ends well, and I hope happiness for all of them. What do I need to know about Downing? Calling plays here.
I think he's a really good offensive mind. He's creative, and he can make things happen. He's grown a ton even since I was with him over in Seattle, and I'm really interested in to see what he does here moving forward with New York. I think he's a guy that Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to respect as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes over.
You were part of you were part of two mid-year coaching changes that sparked. They worked. Bisaccia, and then, of course, last season with Antonio Pierce. How big of a spark can we expect with this change?
I was just a two as an executive. As a player, I was a part of even more when you have, Tom Cable jumping in for Lane Kiffin, and that works out. And you have, we had the Hugh Jackson deal that ended up working out well as well. And there's different ways to look at that situation, and it comes down to how much respect does that interim coach have in the locker room. And when you're in a locker room with a bunch of successful men, grown men, you just have to have the respect of that locker room, and guys will buy into what you're saying, because you're not reinventing the wheel in the midseason. You're really just trying to take it, fix the things that are wrong, and try and hold on to the rope.
It's like a shot of Toradol or something. It's like adrenaline for the rest of the year. That's what these interim coaches are.
What you know about Toradol?
Come on, what don't I know about Toradol? I love you, Marcel. We have to go. Come in studio.
When you having me in studio, we always talk about it.
Why don't you even tell me? You're over here to not telling me you work on Saturdays? I don't know anything about you, Marcel.
I'm trying to work every day like you.
I'd like you to come in studio. That would make my day.
You tell me when and I'm there. I love you.
Bye.